but it was all in God's plan. And he says, look, now she didn't earn it, and she didn't do anything to earn anything. It was how she could live. And she had made a life commitment. And the reward of a life commitment is not a reward because it was grace. She said, well, how is it I've found grace? Hey, she didn't do it for any reason except her love of Naomi. She had left her mother and father's house. She left everything. She'd gone. Do you know, there's nothing you can give, or there's nothing you can sacrifice, there's nothing you can leave that God won't abundantly bless because of his love. It's his nature. When someone makes that choice, his nature operates. But it's grace. You don't make the choice in order to get. You make the choice because you make the choice. And it's down the road that suddenly she finds blessing. God promised to bless the work of your hands. And it's not that you work to get the blessing, it's just that God will bless what you do, because it's his nature. And if you understand the nature of God, you find that all this kind of, oh, you've got to do this and then God. No, 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 no. Not that at all. It's grace. Is that plain? Then she said, verse 13, let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord, for thou hast comforted me, and for that thou hast spoken friendly unto thine handmaid, though I be not like unto one of thy handmaidens. And there are all the handmaidens of the children of Israel. Boaz notices this one woman. She's not like everyone else. Moabitess stands out. But man, she's determined, and she gleans, and she works, and God just selects her. You know, people get selected by God. I've found in my life, it's amazing. They do the natural, and they don't understand that God notices everything. When you're faithful in that which is least, God will entrust you with the most. But it takes faithfulness. And faithfulness is something that is a God's gift to you. I can never understand, with all the things that could go wrong, why did Ruth understand the nature of God? That's what fascinates me. I mean, she watched the examples of Naomi in her house. Man, she had every cause to get bitter. She'd lost her husband. She'd lost her father-in-law. She'd lost the one who was the head of the house, who should have brought in the money, didn't. She lost everything. She lost hope. Now she was told, go back to your parents. Go back to your own home. No. I made a choice. And the choice, a fascinating choice. And that is really where people come to. When you make a decision, you know, you actually, if you really make a life commitment, will discover blessing, but you don't discover the blessing because of the life commitment. You discover the blessing because of the field you're in. And how do you get that field? Well, it just so happened. If you got to the right field with the right boss, you're in luck. And if you've gone to the wrong field, but God makes sure you get to the right field for the right blessing, because that's the way he is. What a God we serve. Isn't he good? I just want to just share a bit more so you can see. I love grace. By grace are you saved through faith. That not of yourselves, it's a gift. It's people make mistakes. They think they've got to do this, got to do that. No, no, no. And Boaz said unto her, Hey, at mealtime, come thou hither, and eat of the bread, and dip thy morsel in the vinegar. And she sat beside the reapers, and he reached her parched corn. And she did eat, and was sufficed, and left. And when she was risen up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, Let her glean even among the sheaves, and reproach her not. And let fall also some of the handfuls of purpose for her, and leave them, that she may glean them, and rebuke her not. You know, my God is a good God. He provides. And here he was, you know, she goes, she eats a meal, and she goes out. And then Boaz, who's the type of Christ, turns round to the reapers, and he said, look, don't tell her. Just make sure you drop good handfuls right in a way. Why? Because there was something about her that God loved. Grace. And God's heart is to always drop handfuls just where we need them. And so he dropped them. The reapers dropped them. Said, it doesn't matter if she even gleaned. Don't tell her off. She's special. Now, all the other handmaidens didn't get that privilege. Just the choice one. And that's the way it is in life. Life's not fair. You know, it's just the way it goes. And so she gleaned in the field until even, and beat out that she had gleaned. It was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up and went into the city. And her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned, and she brought forth, and gave to her that which she had reserved, after she was sufficed. And her mother-in-law said unto her, Where hast thou gleaned today, and where wroughtest thou? Blessed be he that did take knowledge of thee. And she showed her mother-in-law, with whom she had wrought, and said, The man's name with whom I wrought today was Boaz. And it goes on. And I don't want to go on. She reveals it, and you know the story. Naomi says, and everything works out. But the thing I want to draw your attention to is the fact that it doesn't matter what's happened in your life. It was God who did it. It doesn't matter what circumstances seem. It's God who's in control. Now, all things are going to work together for good. He weaves everything into your life for a purpose. Now, you might think it's to destroy you. Ruth could have thought that. But she understood the nature of God. Somehow she reached through and she believed God. And I want to tell you today, there's nothing in your life that God doesn't control. There's no circumstance in the earth he doesn't control. There's no person that he doesn't control. My God is in control of everything. And that's why everything is not what it seems. It's different. And it just matters whether you have faith to believe and trust in the nature of God or in your own human reasoning. If you believe in him, all things work together for good to those who